Yeah, really good at bats, especially against some elite arms. Alvarez get us going. I think he's just continue to fight, continue to trying to put the ball in play, try not to chase as much. Alvarez get us going, like I said. Then Lindor, an unbelievable at bat there, ended up walking, and then Vientos finding a way to put the ball in play. I think it was a slider down in a way that he was able to hook it down the line, and then we just continue to add on. Nimmo, tough left-on-left matchup. I think it was with 2 strikes as well, going the other way. And this is something that we've done, throughout the year when we're clicking as a team offensively. These are some of the things that we do. We put the ball in play. We use the whole field, and we're not thinking too big, and we did it today again. Situational hitting today was really good. A couple of sac flies, and that's not easy to do when you're facing, those type of arms. So credit to our guys. We got to continue to do that.
You guys mapped out the pitching for today. Was that about as ideal as you could get, especially given the way that Senga started with that first batter?
Yeah, it was hard to map it out, because we didn't know what we were getting out of Senga to begin with. But he was really good, by the way. Other than that pitch that Schwarber took on deep, he was really good. The fact that we saw 97 out of him, and then just the secondary pitches, his split was really good, depth to it. The slider was good, and then Petey. We knew that we didn't have him full because of we used him 2 days ago as a reliever, but we were counting on good 50 pitches, and then he did a tremendous job. Rick Garrett. And then Mayton and Stanek. I thought overall a good team win there.
Okay, I'm going to go in the back there, Jim.
Your team comes in here on an excellent roll. Having an inning like that against their top relievers, what do you think it does for your team's already strong confidence?
We know we're good. But and we got good players, and we are executing. So we just continue to grind at bats, continue to take it one pitch, one at bat at a time, and good things will happen. Like I said, I think the biggest thing is not trying to do too much in those situations, and we've been able to do that as of late.
When you game plan for the Phillies hitters, how much do you take into account the fact that they're quite prone to chasing out of the strike zone?
They're good hitters. 1 through 9, that's a really good lineup. There's so much you can game plan, but you got to go out there and execute because they're going to make you pay. So we did a good job today, and in order for us to continue to move on, we're going to have to do that. But again, that's a really good team with a lot of good hitters there.
Okay, we're going to stay there on the left to Dave, and then we'll go to Mike.
Carlos, the Phillies had a similar run to you guys 2 years ago, and they said coming into this series it was important to get on top of you guys quick and try to slow you down. The fact that you guys came into this stadium today with how crazy it was, and you guys were able to just plow right through, what does it say to just the mindset that you guys have had?
Yeah, no, look, one game, but that was pretty cool atmosphere there. It was loud, packed house, and then the crowd is into every pitch, But we were able to control our emotions, and like I said, in that 8th inning, putting together those good at bats and shutting them down offensively. It's one game. We got to come back tomorrow and we got to do it again. But it's a good start. Again, you can't take anything for granted. That's a really good team. So, and they did it throughout the whole year. They won the division by a lot, and like I said, we got to continue to play well against them.
Okay, stay over there on the left, Mike.
Carlos, with Senga, was it basically determined 2 innings, or did you kind of have a pitch number more in mind?
Yeah, we had it wasn't going to be more than 2 innings. We knew that from the beginning. And pitch count wise, he was somewhere there, 35 pitches. Yes.
Also, if it had stayed 5-1, would you have used Diaz?
No, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Gonna go over here on the right. Come back.
Carlos, when Mark Vientos has had a great year with the long ball, and that's obvious. But the last few weeks, he's become an incredible hitter with runners in scoring position, even more than he had early in the year. What has he done in his game that has kind of elevated it to the big spots you've been getting from him in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, his ability to slow the game down, just having awareness of the situation, and he's not trying to do too much. He's taking what they're giving him. We saw it last series against the Brewers when he went the other way against a lefty with the bases loaded. Today, first and second with 2 strikes. You see him, he's not trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Yeah, if you make a mistake, he's going to put a good swing on it. But I think he's just basically taking what they're giving him. And that's pretty impressive for a kid that's playing for the first time. These type of games says a lot about him.
Take one more right here on the right.
What was Wheeler doing that was so tough, and how excited were your guys to see him get out of there?
He was pretty nasty, when you're throwing 98 and locating the way he was locating, up at the top of the zone, in and out, and then the sweeper, the split, I mean, unbelievable. Like, he was pretty much unhittable today, and that's who he is. And the fact that we were able to get to their bullpen, it was really good to see. But Wheeler was pretty nasty.
Okay, thanks, Carlos.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, our bullpen, I don't know that they've gotten enough credit over the last few games. We wouldn't be in that situation if, big old Peterson doesn't come in, do his thing. I mean, unbelievable. He just closed the game, in Milwaukee, and now he's coming in to throw, multiple innings for us. Something he's never been asked to do, and he just comes in and does it perfectly. And then our whole bullpen, Reed, Stanek, Maton, all those guys, they were doing amazing, gave us a shot. So we're not even in that position if our bullpen doesn't do what they do and keep that at 1-0. It helped us to be able to still think small. Like, we don't have to hit home runs. We don't have to do anything like that. We just need to keep wearing on Wheeler. He's an unbelievable pitcher. We all know that. He's a true ace in this game. And when he's locating and doing what he was doing tonight, and adding on top the shadows in the first couple innings, it's unbelievable. He's really a true ace in our game. So for us to be able to get to him, at least not let him throw a complete game, that's kind of a win in that situation, and be able to get to the bullpen and see what happens. And these guys did an amazing job of that.
Just one more on a different thing, both of you guys. Was that 8th inning rally? I mean, it's not new to you guys. You've done it a number of times this postseason already. But is that a product of kind of the contagious confidence that you guys have had for a while now, you think?
You want to go first?
No, for sure. I feel like one of the things we've talked about is just finishing the game all the way to the 9th inning. And the game is never over, like I said, to the 9th. And we kind of been running with that mentality. I feel like the past week in Atlanta and then the last game in Milwaukee, we kind of showed that, and it's giving us more confidence for that.
Yeah, I think, going into this, we try and have a plan going up there, and then just go take your shots. And that's kind of been, one of our things that we've talked about. It's not going to always work. This is baseball. 3 out of 10 times you're a Hall of Famer. But over the long run, and you keep doing that time and time and again, it should work out. And we have enough good hitters that if we all come up with plans and we all take our shots, that we like our chances of breaking through. So I think Atlanta, Milwaukee, very recent examples that you have in the back of your head that give you confidence that you're never out of it.
Yes, go down here, Steve.
Brendan, you mentioned thinking small, and especially in that 8th inning, it's kind of a continuation of what we've seen. I mean, you had the opposite field hit, Yeah. JD going up the middle, Yep. a couple of sac flies. As a group, has your mentality, I don't know if shifted is the right word, but have you all bought in more down the stretch to really passing the baton and trying to just keep the line moving that way?
Yeah, for sure. I think doing whatever is asked of you by the game at that point. And so
if that's just a sac fly, if that's, putting the ball in play, if that's getting a guy over, whatever it is. And all these guys are believing in, going up there again with a plan, understanding what the baseball situation is and not trying to do too much. Now, sometimes that turns out to be a home run or, a big, double or something like that. Just like in Vientos' case, he puts the barrel on the ball and gets rewarded. But, in playoffs, it's all about winning. And honestly, I feel like, I don't know about Mark, but I feel like we've been playing playoff baseball for like 3-4 weeks now. I mean, our season has depended on it. So we've been doing that for a while now, and just trying to focus on, whatever gets the job done and whatever gets us a W at the end of the day. And when you're only down 1 run, you're able to think small, and you're able to just try and push that 1 run across, and then just keep doing it. I thought that what we did, you could put on a highlight reel of this is just good baseball without hitting a home run, and very, very proud of the guys for that.
Okay, we go here in the middle, in the back.
It seemed like Wheeler's plan involved a lot of trying to get you guys to chase, whether that was fastballs up on top of the zone or with the breaking ball. In the 4th inning, both of you reached in different ways off of pitches that were outside the zone, whether it was the single on the pitch off the plate or Brandon, you drawing a walk. What's the key to staying disciplined and getting what you can out of a pitcher who's kind of teasing you like that?
I feel like my approach today with Wheeler was just trying to be as short as possible. It was tough to see with the shadows, and like we've been talking about how great of a pitcher he is, I was just trying to put barrel to ball, see what happens, and luckily I got a single out of it, and it worked out. But like we've been saying, he's a great pitcher, and you had those shadows that weren't fun. It was very tough.
Yeah, I think, like he said, you're not trying to do too much with Wheeler, especially when he's locating like that. That's what separates kind of aces and the others is, that stuff on top of the location and their ability to make you chase. So honestly, you're just trying to stay in the zone, and that's what separates great hitters as well, is being able to stay in the zone and being able to do damage when they do come in there, but being able to take your walks if that's what the game asks of you right then. So I think that's kind of what helped us to be able to finally get him out of the game. But again, like we said, when he's hitting his spots, and it's really tough up there.
Okay, we're going to go in the back to Abby on the left.
Apologize if you guys have already been asked this, but how difficult, same question for both of you, how difficult was it to pick up the ball in the early innings with the shadows? Mark, I know you just mentioned it, but what specifically were you seeing and dealing with out there?
I don't know if I was seeing much. I mean, it's hard to see the baseball for sure. I mean, but both teams are dealing with it. Mm-hmm. It's not something that we're going to be like, man, we can't see. Toss our bat to the side is just something we got to deal with. Both teams are dealing with. But, yeah, it was really hard to see.
Yeah, I mean, first at bat, obviously you saw I was trying to figure out sunglasses or no sunglasses, and neither one helped. Couldn't see it out of his hand, and then once you did pick it up, it was just a black ball, and I couldn't see any laces. I couldn't see anything. So you're literally just swinging at a black ball. It's you're hoping it's in the middle of the plate when you see it, and then like that last one just disappears. So it was tough, but like he said, both teams have to deal with it, and so it's part of the game.
Okay, Will on the right.
Hey, Mark. The Phillies had pitched you particularly tough in September. I was wondering just how much that impacted your game plan, your approach, and also the discipline that you showed late in the game today.
I feel like I have been noticing, a different approach towards me this last month, September, early October, but my approach lately, especially these meaningful games, we're trying to win. Like that's the only thing that's in my head is just what can I do to get on base, what can I do to move a runner over? Like in that situation in the 8th inning, man on first and second, I was just trying to hit a pop fly and move the runner to second, third, and have Nimmo do his thing. I'm just trying to be as simple as possible and just, like we keep saying, pass the baton.
And Brandon, most of your hits so far this postseason have occurred in the 8th and 9th innings. What have you made of that, if anything?
I suppose that's true. I don't know. You never know when they're going to come. You're trying to make plans, and you try and take your shots, like I've been saying, and you just never know when they're going to be over the middle of the plate and it's going to work. But you just keep taking your shot just in case. I guess I don't know. I guess I've just been fortunate to have some base hits later in the game. It's not like I'm doing anything different. I'm still coming up with a plan. It's still all the same process. Just happens to be a nice coincidence.
Okay, we're going to take 2 more. We're going to take one in the back there, and then we're going to go to John and back on the left.
Brandon, in a short 5-game series, just how the importance of, if you can discuss the importance of a Game 1 win?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Philadelphia is an unbelievable team, and we played very, very tough games throughout the regular season, dogfight games. And so being able to get the first one is really important, especially, for us heading back home with those 2, later this week on Tuesday and Wednesday. I think it's very important. It puts pressure on the other side right away, but also you understand that it's a long series. I mean, again, it's a longer series than we have been playing. In Atlanta, it was like a 2-game series for our lives, and in Milwaukee it was 3. So you still go into it understanding that you got to win 3 games, and it doesn't matter how you get there, just as long as you get there. And so definitely winning Game 1 is important. It puts pressure on the other team, but there's a lot of professionals here. That side has very mature players that have been here and done this before, so they understand that losing Game 1 does not put them down and out, and they will come ready to go tomorrow. There is no question about that.
Okay, that's from the back, John.
Yes. Do you believe in any or all of these things? Magic, mojo, momentum, and clutch?
What do you think?
No.
I
believe in us working hard, and the results will happen after.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in momentum. I do believe in momentum, and I believe that we have confidence right now. We have recent examples of coming back. I believe in the hard work that we've done, and I believe in the preparation that these guys do each and every day. But momentum is a big thing, and having confidence is a big thing, and the guys are showing a lot of that right now.